Hey, I'm Jeff, and I make music with my brother.
Hi, I'm Jonathan, and I also make music with my brother.
Together, we are Ekko and Sidetrack, and we make music that sounds like this.
And this.
And even this. This podcast is about music, creativity, and everything in between.
Welcome to A Band Apart with Ekko and Sidetrack. Today's podcast is brought to you by our friends at Short Order Burger. When I want a burger, I want it quickly. I don't want to be the guy standing in line getting hangry with a bunch of other hangry people. So I'm going to download the new Short Order ordering app and use it to order and skip the line when I pick up my order today. It's straightforward to use, and by becoming a member, you can actually earn points for every purchase. For every $1 you spend, you'll earn 10 points, which can be used for special offers or in-app credit. And if you're getting weekly burgers, my friends, that could be quite a lucrative amount of points. Go download it in the App Store today and take advantage of it. And as always, don't forget to say the code word Ekko and Sidetrack at checkout in store for 10% off your order. Big up. Good morning, my good friend Jeff.
Good morning, my good friend Jonathan. You are my brother and you're on the other side of the world. And it's lovely to return to the Zoom style of podcasting that we started with all those episodes ago.
It's been a while since we've Zoomed a podcast, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've rushed them, but we haven't Zoomed them in a minute.
No. I guess the first thing we should say is excuse the absent podcast last week, but Jeff and I were gearing up for shows in Perth and in New Zealand. So we were trying to finish songs and figure out sets and prep a bunch of stuff. So the podcast was missed over, but we're coming back this week.
And also, you flew out on early on Friday morning. We were going to do a podcast on Thursday, and I believe you were still. I was working on finishing a song upstairs. You were mixing downstairs, and in the end, it just got too squeezy. Like you were still potentially going to have to do a COVID test. There wasn't. Yeah, there were a lot of factors going into it. And I nearly recorded a solo podcast on Saturday, and then I was preparing my own set, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to say anything meaningful if I'm thinking about what to double drop something with. So
you'd probably just end up talking about your set and start just talking through what you're going to do on there.
I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, I'm going to mix this, and it's going to be sick. Yeah.
How did your set go on Saturday? So you played the Wizard of Oz EP launch in Perth on Saturday night?
Yeah, with VOE, Solomon France, and Blaine Stranger. It was really good, man. It was great to get back out there. Great to play a show again. Really cool to, I don't know, because during COVID, as it swept through Perth over the last 2 months, I haven't really been out much, neither of you. And so to return to nightclubs with a purpose and, to see what it was like out there was exciting. And then to chat to a lot of people that were excited about seeing us and then to put on a good performance felt really good. There's a few people that were very excited to see us going to Europe. Some people thought we were going tomorrow. Like, man, when do you leave? Oh, and have a great flight. And I'm like, I'm not leaving. We're not. A few people were confused by the fact you were in New Zealand. I joked with some guy. I was like, he saw me before the set, and I was like, yeah. Well, I'm not going to play, but we're just going to live stream Jono's set from the Christchurch show. And he was like, really? And I was like, no. But it was, all in all, it was a great show. And the other artists put on a great show. Like, I've never seen Soul play. Haven't seen Sam Blaine Stranger in a while, and it was awesome to watch Caroline from VOE put on a performance by herself, like really deliver with the vocals and just like, yeah, she's got so much fucking energy, man.
Sick.
Crazy. Yeah.
I saw the videos looked festive.
Yeah, it was great, man. And like maybe I think Perth's still coming out of its COVID bubble a little bit. Like, consumer confidence is still opening up. Like nightclubs aren't it's not that they're not busy. It was actually a really good turnout. It's that like people are still timid about how they're interacting, and then as the booze starts flowing, people just get a lot more crazy with it.
I guess people are still. I mean, I guess it's similar here. Like, there's still people wearing masks outside a little bit, and I think everyone's just kind of getting COVID left, right, and center.
Yeah,
and as more people get it and are not having it too bad, I think people are just accepting it as, okay, this is just the way of life. This is just like the window we have to pass through to, in 2 months' time, kind of be back open fully and back to business as usual, or as close to business as usual as we can get.
That's it. So I played a show on Saturday, and on Sunday morning I felt a little bit hoarse in my throat. And I did a rat test and I was negative, but I felt like something was beginning. And then on Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, me and my partner Holly went for a PCR test, and I was like, I had some big coughs, and I did on Monday morning, I woke up and did a rat, and I got a positive rat, so I have COVID. And then I got news from the PCR that I definitely have COVID. So I'm bunkering down in the house this week.
Okay,
and so that's how kind of my week climaxed with the show, and then 2 days later it's like, and stay in your hole.
Do you think you got it at the show?
No, I think I got it beforehand, and I'm not sure where, I'm not sure how. Also, young Cinnamon has just tested positive herself.
Okay.
Yeah, so
man, that's so crazy. Well, I guess that's great timing.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Well, in terms of we still able to do the show.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm just so glad because to catch the listener up, Jonathan had COVID the week before he left.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was pretty stressful considering he had to provide a negative PCR, and there was before you left, and there was potential that wasn't going to happen. But COVID chat aside, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Maybe explaining my nasal and potential coughing. But you're in New Zealand, Jonathan. Tell me about it.
I am. Well, I arrived in New Zealand on Friday night, Christchurch, and then played a show in Christchurch on Saturday alongside Subsonic, Paige Julia, Cameron Crooked. And then I played an after party back to back.
Mephius was there as well.
Oh, and Mephius, sorry, Martin. And then on Saturday night, I went to an after party at Hyde and played back to back with Subsonic.
Nice.
And then on Sunday, we flew to Auckland and played in Auckland with the same lineup. And it was quite incredible to play. Like, we haven't played a show in 7 months.
Yeah. And then
I counted it. I think I was telling people 6 months, and then I actually counted it back on Sunday, and I was like, no, it's 7. And not having played a show and been preparing for potentially 3 shows around New Year's and having those taken away, it felt quite overwhelming to get back onto a stage. And to get back onto a stage and play music by yourself and in front of, 4,000 people was quite a welcome back.
You didn't have to share the adoration of fans with anyone. It's like, this is all for me, yeah.
Well, no, it's not.
I'm kidding.
It's like, it's just, you're really feeling the pulse, aren't you? You sputum. Have you got a?
It's just something the body does when you shake it.
But it was, Christchurch was like, I was nervous, man. I was really nervous. And like getting up there and like plugging in, I didn't have a bigulator, so I had to borrow a New Zealand DJ, Willie Mav's bigulator, which I got to give back to him when I go to Wellington.
Oh, you stole it as well. Classic move.
No. I asked him. And then, like, getting up there and
for anyone that's listening, a bigulator is the adapter, a 1/4-inch jack adapter that takes it from a small to a large plug. It's just a Jeff and Jonathan-ism.
Then they're absolutely not called bigulators. It's like a 1/4-inch jack adapter or something. I was talking to Luke from Audiology, and I think he calls them the golden adapter.
They are
the golden child,
because without it, your headphones are pretty useless on certain mixes.
Yeah,
because it just won't plug in. Okay, so you got your bigulator,
and then I started playing. Oh, man, so for the 2 shows we had MC Rolex, I think. Fuck. AJ, if that's wrong, I'm sorry. I should really check. Yeah, MC Rolex.
Shout out to the Rolex.
That man is amazing. He's an amazing guy. I mean, everyone in New Zealand and everyone I'm meeting and everyone I'm seeing again is incredible. But I fucking love New Zealand and I love everyone here. Anyway, working with AJ. He's the MC. Like, I'm saying some things on the mic too, and he's saying some stuff. In Christchurch, he kind of just introduced me, and then I said some things during the set. But in Auckland,
well, hello, Holly.
He played with us a little bit more. Wow, Holly, this is people of the podcast. You're now hearing Holly.
It's a live.
You're hearing what?
Hi.
This is a live podcast.
Can you hear what Holly's saying?
Yeah, Holly's on the podcast now.
No, but can you hear her?
Yeah, I can.
Say something, Holly.
Hey, Jonathan.
Hey, Holly, how are you?
No, I can't hear Jonathan.
Oh, you can't
but
hear
that's
me.
okay. Bye, Jonathan. Lovely to see your face.
Hi, Holly. Lovely to see you.
COVID has reached Mary Street.
I hear you're feeling the pulse.
He said, I hear you're feeling the pulse.
I am.
He's playing.
You're playing.
I'm playing in Christchurch. Mix a couple songs, and probably about 15 minutes in, I feel something on my back, and I feel it pull off, and I turn around and see AJ there, and he's holding a sticker that's on my back, and basically, I had bought a shirt on Thursday and bought a jacket and bought some pants, and completely forgotten to take off the tag. So actually in one of the videos that the videographer sent through, the sticker is on my back.
So you got a big Uniqlo fucking sponsorship on your back.
Yeah.
Sick.
So like, if he didn't take it off, it would have completely fucked the video. So shout out to AJ, you're a fucking legend.
Thanks, AJ.
But yeah, man, it was fantastic, and like the crowd response to everything was great. Both like people were singing Paper Birds, people were singing Let the Light In, Rushing Back, Tarantula. I reran Tarantula at both shows.
Sick.
The new song went off.
Awesome.
Miss You. If that's what it's now titled. And I got to play, I went out to brunch with Michael.
Yep.
The visuals, Rothy Reds, and
Shout out
Willie
to
Mav, and met Willie Mav, and he was playing us some tunes in the car, and I was like, man, this tune's fucking sick. Can you send it to me? And he was like, yeah, okay. And I said like, I'll play it today. And I was like, okay.
Did you play it?
I did. I squeezed it in the set.
Sick.
And I played it again. I kind of mixed it a bit shit on at Christchurch, but I did it better in Auckland, and it was just cool to be able to play, like, to get a song that day that I liked and then squeeze it in the set.
Yeah, wicked.
And like that was fun, and that was kind of like I hadn't mixed it before, so I had to figure it out. It was fun to be back up there.
And in the moment.
And in the moment again. And so we did Christchurch. That was cool. It got fucking cold. And then I went out into the crowd. And met some people. I met Mike from Pulsar FM.
Nice.
And then we went to Hyde to the after party, and we were drinking and talking to everyone, and it was really nice to see Marcus and Rennie from Cameron Crooked again, because I hadn't seen those guys for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Not since probably Hospitality at the Park.
Yeah.
That we went to, so 2019. And it was cool to meet Martin and, like, I don't know, just like be back doing what we're supposed to be doing. But this is what we're supposed to be doing. This is we've been doing our job for 7 months, but only one aspect of our job. Or like a couple of aspects of the job, but only the producing and only the social media and the admin stuff. But playing shows and DJing and being sociable with people and talking to other DJs and being in hotels and being hungover and getting on planes and all that stuff, that's what we're supposed to be doing.
The performance aspect, is actually probably more than 50% of the job. Yeah, and when it's taken away, it feels very strange.
And to have that be able to be back and play 3 shows within
36 hours, really.
So yeah, it was fantastic. So the after party was sick. The back to back with Subsonic was fun. We were pretty drunk though, and then when I got home, I was like, I need food. And I got a chicken burger, but the burger took a while to arrive, so I got to bed at like 4.
Oof. How was that plane ride up to Auckland?
It was all right. We got the Corrie Lounge, is it? Lounge access.
Really?
Had some free bubbly cold water.
There's nothing like some bubbles to tickle the pickle.
And then got to Auckland. I was staying in like a separate part of the Quartus. I got like some sort of suite at the Quartus that was...
Oh yeah, you sent me a message and you said that everyone was calling you sir.
Yeah. And I mean, the workers of the Quartus are quite cordial anyway, but...
It's an excellent hotel.
Yeah. And then that show was even more incredible, I think, because the stage design was, you were kind of in like a little box, and then there was a 3D mapped situation on the outside.
Yeah, it looks pretty epic.
Probably saw it on the Instagram, some of the videos I sent through. And that was built by Audiology. It was the first kind of time they've done that kind of stage, and it was sick. It was like on the scale of Let It Roll or Boomtown vibe, and there was lots of fire, and then at that show I got to see Albie.
Oh yeah.
I got to he's very good. I got to see Mitch. I mean, I saw Mitch on Friday. But like, you know, within 36 hours I got to see Mitch, Albie, Luke, Mike, and then
Graham and Sin and Tom.
Graham, Sin, Tom,
everyone.
Molly.
You got to meet Brooke in person?
I got to meet Brooke in person, and I'm going to go see him and Sin today in like an hour, 45 minutes. I just got to see people and be out there and drink and have fun. And it's been great, man. Like, it's been kind of... I actually probably need to do some writing because I've I've written quite a lot already this trip, but I haven't written about how the shows have made me really feel. I've written about how I felt before the shows and how I was feeling when I was hungover.
Yeah, it's important to write the positives, because otherwise you only collect the negatives. Yeah, because it seems like it's super positive.
Yeah,
it looks.
It
like
has been.
Yeah.
And now I'm in Auckland. I went out and had some lunch with the guys today. They're off to Dunedin tomorrow night for a show, and then Hamilton on Friday, and I'm just staying in Auckland. I'm going to go to the Lee Matthews guys' studio tomorrow and work on music.
Sick.
And I've just been chilling out yesterday and just like walking and reading and just...
How good is Auckland? Just like the ups and downs and like...
Oh, bad.
The parks and stuff?
It's beautiful. Like, I think I could move to New Zealand quite easily.
Oh, all right.
And I think like there's something about like this country is so much more. It seems to me that it's so much more a creative hub for musicians and for artists. And maybe that's because geographically it's a bit smaller. So if you live in Auckland, you can easily do shows around the whole country.
Yeah.
And it's not ridiculously expensive. And in Perth, we're so isolated that if you want to go anywhere, it's, already $700 to fly somewhere.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's something to do with it, or maybe it's they're more promoting arts and culture here. It's also just the drum and bass scene here is incredible. And it's a lot more, it's almost a bit more sustainable because, again, drum and bass in Australia is big in Perth, but not as big as all the other cities.
Yeah.
But there's something, there's like an energy here that reminds me, it's like halfway between Perth and London.
Yeah, it does have, I fucking love New Zealand. It's got a great energy, doesn't it?
And like people are doing cool things and being creative and things are happening.
It's also, again, what we've talked about, you being around more creative, inspiring people. Like sometimes in Perth, we can become a bit of a shut-in, and we're working on what we're working on. And, there's less of, there's not as many of our people as we'd probably like. That's not a rip on anyone that we socialise with. It's just the truth. And there's just, you've just run into a bunch of them. So it's like abundant in your life right now. And that, when you have abundance, it's clear how much you didn't have before.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. I think, there's also something about New Zealand people that seems to me to be, they're so open. Like, everyone's just not, like, everyone just seems to be very nice. Like, even people at the airport, like, everything's slightly casual. Everything's a bit more casual. Everything's just a bit, like,
they're lovely people.
Intense.
Yeah, I remember being on an Air New Zealand flight, and I think I asked, this story's going nowhere because I can't remember the specifics, but I basically asked the person something that would have been like quite an official thing to do. I can't remember what it was, but it was like, I was like, oh, this is going to be a bit of a problem. And the chick was just like, oh yeah, just do it. It's fine. I was like, oh, it was like moving seats or something. Oh, of course you can. Yeah, just go. As long as there's no one sitting there, go for it. But, and, they are kind people and like lovely, and they're very warm. Yeah, and they care. That's shout out to everyone in New Zealand. I think it's a lovely place, and I tell that to everyone as well. I recommend everyone should go there and experience the sweet island nation of New Zealand. I look forward to returning sometime.
You will soon.
Hopefully. Anything else to report from your adventure, Jonathan? Any funny stories? But just quietly, so I can't help but notice the yak on your wall.
Yeah, there's two. There's 3 paintings there's 4 paintings in this Airbnb,
And they're all yaks?
and 2 of them are yaks. Sorry, 2 photos. So there's that yak there,
Is it a yak or a... Oh.
and then there's another one.
Oh, I think it is a yak, yeah.
It's a weird Airbnb.
Sick. Looks great. How was it to see the Lee Matthews guys?
It was lovely. It was lovely. I mean, I don't think we spent enough time together because we were drinking and talking to lots of different people.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to spending the day in the studio with them tomorrow.
That'll be great.
And I think I'm going to go to the gym with Tom as well.
Sick.
But
Yeah, it's just been...
overwhelming with the feelings to the point where it's like, even to being out in the crowd, on Sunday, and I took some photos with people and like was out in the crowd with Graham and Tom
Yeah.
and Sid and Brooke, and I met the guys from Mylen.
Hey, he's a good man.
He is a good man. And then I met...
Great yawning.
Sorry, I'm really tired.
Better wake up before you go on live radio.
Yeah, no shit. Who else did I meet? I met the guys from... Fuck, I forgot their names. Connor and... What's the other New Zealand outfit?
Purpose?
No, but I did meet George. I met George from Purpose, and it's not Purpose, it's Parapus. Parapus? Fuck. I can't even remember. But we've been pronouncing it wrong. And everyone in this country pronounces it correctly, and I'm like, fuck, okay.
How do they say it? Parapus.
I think it's Parapus. Sorry, George. And
Sorry,
Tex.
guys.
I'm sorry. But yeah, like I pronounced it and someone was like, oh no, it's this. I think it was George that corrected, but maybe it was someone else. Either way, yeah. Met Paige, Julia. She's amazing.
Fucking hell with the yawning, Jonathan. Get yourself a coffee.
Dude. I've had 2 coffees. I haven't had coffee.
You've just got the ramen pulsing through you.
Yeah. Ramen, and last night was just fried chicken. It's Korean fried chicken.
Nice. I had a crumpet for breakfast. Crumpets are delicious with a bit of
They are delicious.
laughing cow cheese and Vegemite on it.
Oh,
Yeah, it really took
what
me
a
to
combo.
where I needed to be. And then I took a little corner and put a bit of laughing cow and honey. So I really creamed myself up.
What's your plan for this week?
Well, yeah, being COVID-y, I helped out a mate with some artwork yesterday. I'll be doing some
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Oh, good.
some music stuff today. Holly and I have some, plans to do little things around the house. Plus, we watched The Dissident, which is a movie that I highly recommend to anyone. It's a documentary. It's actually on Stan if you're in Australia.
I watched that on the plane.
Yeah, it is a scary view of censorship and censorship in general, but also just of Saudi Arabia as well. It's very crazy. If you want to follow it up with a podcast, the Brian Fogel podcast with Joe Rogan is really good. What else are we going to do? Some washing, some cooking. We're going to make the cake that we've hypothesized.
The cheesecake gingerbread combo.
Yeah. So basically, Jonathan and I tried this ginger slice that our mum made, which is actually a Nigella Lawson recipe. And then we thought this would be really good if it had some like cream aspect to it. And so I thought if it could be the top of a cheesecake. So what I'm going to do is going to make a cheesecake, make the slice, and then I'm going to put the slice on top of the cheesecake, and then I'm going to call that a whole cake.
But then the base of the cheesecake is ginger nut cookies.
It is. It's going to be a combination of ginger nut and digestives to really just get that butter. And the cake is the cheesecake's just going to be straight vanilla, like nothing. And we're going to see how those flavors work. And but I'm going to try and perfect it. Holly is a little suspicious, and then I was like, do you even like cheesecake? And she goes, cheesecake's not my favourite. So I think she's got a bit of a vested interest in the cheesecake not to exist.
Yeah.
She's
keep her away from it.
Yeah, I plan on it. I'll ask her advice, as she is a well-versed baker and master of the kitchen. But so we're going to do that. We're going to make a soup. Just going to do some things around the house and try and enjoy the break, rather than struggle with needing to achieve or anything like that. We've both got stuff we need to do, but it really couldn't have happened at a better time, because a week earlier it would have been quite stressful for a bunch of reasons. But now it seems like we can just relax into it, and and I think I'm probably past the worst of it. So we'll see how Holly goes. But feeling pretty positive. And I think Mum's going to drop off some Anzac biscuits and some lemons this afternoon.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Drink lots of lemon and honey.
Yeah, I think I might go make a lemon and honey very shortly, actually. And maybe even eat an orange.
And also, like, I something that I wish I did more of when I had COVID was like nothing. Do nothing. Like, have a day where you just like watch 2 movies.
Yeah,
together. You and Holly at home are like, you can have a bit of time off after the work we've done led up to the shows.
Yeah, I've done a bunch of reading as well, which has been really nice. Like this morning we woke up and just read for like an hour.
That's lovely.
Like, just during the day, just like, I'm just going to stop and read for a bit. Holly's basically started a book on Saturday, and then she'll be nearly finished it. She's a very quick reader. Shout out to Holly.
Hey, Holly.
And in the end, just try and get a few little bits and pieces done. There's a remix that I want to start as well. There's a bootleg and a remix, but that's lofty goals considering we've only got 5 days left of my isolation left, but we'll see. Jonathan, I'm going to let you go and prepare for your radio interview and mix, and I am going to go and blow my nose and make myself a lemon and honey drink.
Okay, that sounds lovely, buddy. It's been nice to talk to you. This is the first time we've actually spoken since properly, that not just on messages for like a week.
Not a week. It's been like
not a week, like 4 days.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's really encouraging to see you doing so well. I knew you would, and it's lovely to see you being happy, because you were a little bit stressed the other week. So it's really good.
Yeah.
All right, my brother. Thank you for doing a podcast. If you just stay on the line, I want to ask you something off the air.
Oh, secrets.
Okay. All right, buddy. I love you. I'll chat to you soon.
I love you too. Bye.
Thanks for listening to this week's podcast. We are Ekko and Sidetrack on all social media. We've recently updated our YouTube. Go and give that a subscribe so you can keep up to date with all the latest video podcasts. And follow us on Spotify too so you can keep up to date with all our latest music releases. Big up.